Hello and welcome back to Void Arcade, the basically gaming podcast where we, a couple of dudes, a couple of bros, just talk about one game. I am the host, Brando, and I'm joined once again by Zach.
Hello, I'm Zach.
How you doing? How you doing, Zach?
I'm good. I'm sore. I just got back from the gym.
He's training to become Spider-Man.
Dude, unironically, yes. I want to be Spider-Man.
Oh, man.
That's one of my fitness goals, actually, is I want to be able to fit in a Spider-Man suit and look good.
Nice.
That's beside the point.
That is a goal.
It is a goal.
Truly.
It certainly is a goal.
It is a goal, and better than my goals, which are non-existent right now.
That's all right.
But, yeah, I guess we're talking about Spider-Man, if I haven't said that already. Spider-Man, specifically the Remastered, which just includes the DLC. I'm pretty sure that's the only difference. Except they make him baby.
They turned him into a baby, yeah.
They made him baby. You know, that bothered me the entire time I played, even though I have no connection to the original game in the original Peter Parker, just knowing that existed and that the face looks slightly better to me.
Yeah, I played the game when it first released on PS4. It's what I got a PS4 for. I got the special Spider-Man bundle. So I was used to the original face. And then I don't know why they changed it, to be honest. Maybe they gave a reason.
It from you.
It just looks. He looks like he's like 15. That's what gets me.
Yeah, but he's supposed to have been Spider-Man for like 1 billion years.
Yeah, it's just such an odd change because the face worked fine. I don't know.
Okay, so the official. Here, I just googled this. The official statement from Insomniac, according to a user from Quora.com.
Okay.
Officially official. Is that they wanted to improve the game to make use of PS5 technology, specifically regarding face capture. So they redid the scenes, but they needed to use another actor's face because it worked better with the new tech.
Interesting.
You know.
I mean, okay, I guess.
That being said, I still like the spin foil theory that Marvel came to them and they're like, look, we got this Tom Holland kid and he looks like Spider-Man to all these kids. So just, can you make this Spider-Man look like Tom Holland?
Make him look more like a little British twink.
Yeah, it's exactly what they said. I mean, Insomniac was like, okay, Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I could believe that.
I could believe that.
I wear my fair share of tinfoil hats. So I could believe that.
Indeed. Anyway, so Spider-Man Remastered. So the original game came out in 2019, but the remaster came out August 12th, 2022. When did it come on Steam? I think August 12th, 2022. And I started playing it because I got it for Christmas over the winter break, and I've been playing it since then, which has been so long for me, but I've been like uber pressed for time, which is dumb.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
It'd be like that. It was developed by Insomniac Games.
Yep.
And apparently Marvel Entertainment has a foot in it, and Nix's software, whoever they are.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. Published by PlayStation Studios, Sony Interactive Entertainment.
I forget, is Insomniac owned by Sony now?
Oh.
I don't...
Yeah, I think they just acquired them.
Yeah. That sounds right. I'm not going to Google it to make sure, but it sounds right.
Yeah, parent organization is PlayStation Studios.
Okay, yeah. So they did acquire Insomniac. Sony kind of went on a tirade recently of just acquiring a bunch of different studios.
They really did. But, I mean, Insomniac, I feel like they never really miss. Some of the Ratchet and Clank games have been kind of derivative, I think. But even then, those have still been pretty good.
I didn't play the most recent one because I don't have a PS5. But it's kind of that's kind of the general consensus I've heard is Ratchet and Clank hasn't really evolved much in the past, I don't know, decade or so.
Yeah.
But hey, Spider-Man's pretty cool.
Spider-Man is pretty cool, and it won some awards. It actually won a pretty decent amount of awards. It was nominated for 73 different awards. And this is actually, this is for the original release.
Yeah, that was Sony's big release that year, so it makes sense.
DICE Awards, Outstanding Achievement in Animation, Game Audio Network Guild Award, Best Dialogue, Game Critic Award, Best Console Game, Best Action Adventure Game, Gamer Choice Award, Fan Favorite Action Game, Fan Favorite Single Player Gaming Experience, Fan Favorite Character of the Year, Gamescom, Best PlayStation 4 Game, Japan Game Awards. I guess they have a Japanese Jeff Keighley somewhere. Award for Excellence.
Japanese Jeff Keighley. Isn't that just Kojima?
Yeah, pretty much. Kojima out there. And the last one I have here is SXSW Gaming Awards, Excellence in Animation, Excellence in Convergence, whatever that means.
I'm sure it earned it, whatever it means.
I'm sure it earned it.
Yeah.
For sure. Because it's a good freaking game.
Yeah, it is.
In my overall opinion, before we even have like a big discussion, my quick fire opinion is that I would honestly recommend this game to just about anybody, with the exception of maybe some people that are kind of tired of open worlds, because that's like the foundation for a lot of this, and for good reason.
Right, yeah.
I mean, would it be a Spider-Man game if you don't shot web?
I love shotting web
from building.
Yeah.
Well, you know. Well, what would you say your overall, like, your quick opinion is?
Quick opinion? Well, for me, I would agree. It is a certified hood classic. I think this is a game people will be talking about for a long time. It's definitely the best Spider-Man game, like, ever. Mm-hmm. Personally, though, I don't think I would give it a 10, just because it's a very well-crafted game, a very good experience, but I do have some, I guess, grievances, critiques about some of the aspects of it, just because it's been out for, a while now, and I've played it a few times. It is a very good game, definitely a recommended game. Like, I don't know if PS4 has, like, those PlayStation recommended titles anymore, like that the PS2 used to have. But if it did,
the red border.
Yeah, with the red border. If it did, Spider-Man would be one of those for sure. Because it's very good.
I'll probably just start by setting up the game. So for those who have not played this game, here's kind of the overarching narrative they give you. You're this older Spider-Man, older Peter Parker, which I actually really like. I'm getting kind of sick of all these origin stories. I don't know about you.
Yeah, but, I could go on a tirade about that if you want. I have a big opinion on that.
You want to?
Yeah, dude, I can go for it.
Please do.
Okay, so the whole idea that a Spider-Man story has to be him in high school, because Spider-Man in high school is like the OG or whatever, is crap. Okay, it's crap. In the original comics, Spider-Man is only in high school for the first few sets of issues. I can't remember exactly how many. But for the majority of like all the great Amazing Spider-Man runs that people are familiar with, Peter Parker is in college during those storylines or beyond.
Wait, Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
Yeah, like Tobey Maguire. That's why those movies are so good. But yeah, high school Spider-Man, it's a crap thing. Like, people who say that he needs to be in high school for it to be a good starting point, or even to be like a classic Spider-Man story, they're just wrong. They are wrong. Older adult, young adult Peter Parker is where he's that's like the quintessential Spider-Man, not when he's in high school and a teenager. There's nothing wrong with doing a setting there if that's what you want, but it is definitely becoming the norm. And I agree with you that it's definitely becoming overdone and tiring.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a Disney cartoon and they want to set it in high school to make it, because it's a kid's cartoon or whatever, that's fine. You can get up behind that. Like a movie or a video game, he doesn't need to be in high school. We're beyond that now.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think whenever people do choose to get him outside, like even just the past couple of weeks where we've seen like the Into the Spider-Verse where they have Peter B. Parker and he's got like that child in the poster or whatever, and people are going freaking nuts.
But the reason people are going nuts over that, so full disclosure, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man. I grew up on Spider-Man.
That's why you're here. You are the resident expert.
Yeah, I'm cringe that way. But anyway, the modern Spider-Man comic, the current run, it's crap. It's garbage. And the last few runs have been pretty bad as well. And a common critique and a common, I guess, reason for that is because Marvel does not let Peter Parker progress. They always need to bring him back to square one. They feel like they need him to be always at the bottom, as in like with relationships, financially, everything. The biggest culprit of that a lot of people are probably familiar with is the comic One More Day. I don't know if you're familiar with that at all.
No.
So in that comic, Aunt May is dying of a disease, right? Some incurable disease. Which makes sense because in that comic she looks like she's like 1,000,000 years old. The writers, for some reason, in that comic decided that the most in-character thing that Spider-Man would do is that he wants to save Aunt May, right?
Right.
What he does is he literally goes to the devil, Mephisto, and says, I will give you anything to save Aunt May. Anything. Even though she's like 1,000,000 years old and will only have a few years left anyway. And Mephisto's like, dude, bet. Give me your marriage with Mary Jane. At this point, Spider-Man and Mary Jane had been married quite happily for quite some time. But Marvel decided they wanted to reset that, and so Mephisto's like, give me your marriage with Mary Jane. I will reset time, or I'll rewrite the timeline so that you guys were never married. And in fact, you're not even together anymore. And I'll bring back Aunt May. And Spider-Man's like, okay, dude, bet. You got it.
What?
I'll give up the love of my life and a potential future family to save my elderly aunt who will die from something else in a year.
Stupid.
So that was the first big controversial Spider-Man story. And what sucks is that they've been doing that kind of on a smaller scale over and over again for years. And in a recent comic, Spider-Man and Mary Jane have a conversation where they say they don't even love each other anymore. And it's really dumb. And so that's why people on Twitter are freaking out when they're seeing Peter Parker in the Spider-Verse sequel. They see he's had a kid with Mary Jane. And they're happy and they're together and they have a family. And it's like, that's what we want. We want to see Peter progress and like become better. That's part of the whole theming of Spider-Man, is that you overcome obstacles and you overcome hardships and you become better because of it.
Yep.
But
yep. So that does add to my point, was that people are eager to see older Spider-Man.
Yes.
And Spider-Man in different stories and, narratives.
Yes.
That aren't just this young boy, this little young lad.
And kind of a side note off of that too, that's why I'm glad for things like this game, because the only way to consume good Spider-Man stories anymore is through side things like this, like movies or games. And that's why I will always treasure the Sam Raimi trilogy, because those movies are the perfect Spider-Man story. And it ends.
They really are.
It ends kind of, and then it kind of extends into No Way Home, but then we get confirmation there that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Mary Jane are together still. And that's all I wanted, was that he's happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my big side tangent.
No, that's one that I intended to bring up at some point anyway. Well, right now, actually.
Oh.
So that fits in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So comics are dumb, but there's other stuff that's really good, like movies and games. My point.
Yeah. That's what it was. The other Spider-Man I saw that went popular was Peter Parker as a professor at a college. That went up on Twitter.
Yeah, he was a professor for a while.
My point.
And that's that was a satisfying point for him to be at. 'Cause it's like, yeah, that would make sense. He would do something like that.
Yep. But anyway, yes, older Spider-Man. And they start you off really strong already. You're just right in the middle of putting Fisk away. It's like the tutorial mission. You put away one of the big cheeses of the Spider-Man villain world.
Yep. I think at that point, he's been Spider-Man for 8 years, I think is what they confirmed it. So, and Fisk is, in this continuity, Fisk is like one of the oldest bad guys he's been fighting that whole time. And the first level of the game is you finally taking him down. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It is cool.
A side note on that too, I love how they made Fisk a weeb in this universe. He's got like Japanese paraphernalia all over the place. Just a huge freaking weeb.
A lot. I love that. And then in the later missions, when you're like snooping around all his stuff, you as Mary Jane, she's like, "Oh, what is this?" And you just learn all this stuff about ancient Japan.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Wilson Fisk be like, "Ohayo gozaimasu, Spider-Man."
Boy.
You baka.
Baka Spider-Man.
I will watch my favorite anime. Rent a girlfriend. I feel like that's what he would like.
Dress up, darling. My favorite anime.
Yep. That's the kind of anime he would watch. That's the vibe I get. For sure.
Incredible. Yeah. So you put away this weeb, and then the scary negative man comes into play, and he seizes the opportunity to control the city.
Yeah.
And does a bunch of scary stuff. He tries to kill the mayor, kills Miles Morales' dad. And that's kind of the inciting incident for Miles. Yeah, and Mr. Negative, Mr. Martin Lee, does all sorts of all this bad stuff around the city. And that's kind of where the game, I feel like, opens up the most after you kind of see him doing his stuff. And that's where a lot of the bulk of the game is taking place, at least for a whole arc or so.
Yeah, it's kind of cool what they did, because they kind of set it up with the marketing for the game that Martin Lee, Mr. Negative, would be like the main villain of the game, which is pretty cool, because he's not a very well-known Spider-Man villain, or he wasn't until this game came out.
Yeah.
And something to note on that, in the comics, Mr. Negative is integral in creating anti-venom. Like, it's a symbiote that kills symbiotes, which I think might come into play in the sequel. But that's beside the point. Yeah, it's a really cool villain choice that they went with. But then you find out, later that he's only like integral to the first part of the game, which could both be a negative and a positive, depending on how you look at it. Because he's a pretty compelling character, I think.
Yeah.
And his powers are just really cool. Cool vibe.
Yeah.
Cool aesthetic.
They are cool.
Yeah.
Indeed. And we'll get into that. I think I wanted to, before we got into that part, because I feel like after talking about Martin Lee is kind of, well, I mean, spoilers for a 2019 game, but where else would I put this section talking about the gameplay?
Yeah.
You know, where else would I talk about this? So, gameplay. You really feel like Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, that's a hot take.
You have anything else to add?
Hot take there, Daddy. That's crazy.
No, but
10 out of 10. I feel like Spider-Man. Just talking about this.
Feel like Spider-Man. No, I remember the first time I booted the game up, and I played a heck of a lot on Steam Deck. I was in Hawaii away from my rig.
Oh, yeah.
But I played a ton on Steam Deck, and I remember even just the first time where it's like, push L3 to dive. I was sitting there like, whoa. Is it does the parallax and you feel like you're falling really fast, and then he just lands on the ground and doesn't take any fall damage, but
yeah,
you pulled the trigger and the web shoots out, does a swing. I thought that was like immediately satisfying for me, and immediately just gripped me into that traversal. It's amazing.
That was the one thing they needed to really nail for this game, and they did it. Very good.
Exactly. That's actually what I have in my notes. That's the one thing they needed to get good.
Because most of the game is you just being Spider-Man swinging around. So if the game's not fun, why bother?
Why bother?
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that they obviously took a lot of cues from past Spider-Man games too, with with how some of the mechanics work, which is really cool. They just took on what already worked and expanded upon it.
Did you see that video in my notes?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Oh, it's fine. It's a Nick Robinson video where he goes and he interviews one of the original developers for the 2004 PS2 Spider-Man game, because the swinging in that game is really good.
It's for Spider-Man 2 on PS2.
Yeah, for Spider-Man 2 on PS2. And so Nick goes to this guy and he's like, have you played the new Spider-Man? And he's like, no. Well, and he gets him to explain that he helped code the original swinging. And there was just a really specific process that they went through to code the swinging and to make sure that it felt good, that you swung, I don't know, like Spider-Man. But he played it and he was like, this is almost identical to the code that we had. This feels like the code we had when we made Spider-Man 2, which I guess is kudos to Spider-Man 2, but the formula is there.
Right.
It has been improved.
And like, I don't even know how to describe why it feels good to just swing around. Like,
right?
I couldn't even describe it to you why. Like, it's generally pretty snappy, zippy, I guess. Feels good to like go real fast, dive off a really tall building, and then swing, and then you're going really fast because your momentum. It's just really, it's just fun, you know. I remember when I was a kid, I would play Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 and do nothing but just like mess around and not even like do game objectives or anything. Just mess around. And simpler times. Yeah. And this game, if I had this game when I was a kid, it would have freaking blown my mind. All the stuff you can do. Right. Oh my gosh. Because like if you go back and look at this, the city in Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, it's visually it doesn't hold up super great. It is in a sad state for sure. Yeah, but the mechanics that it has are still fun. Yeah, but I can't really describe super well why it's fun. It just is. You know. I'll attempt it. Here's kind of what I came to a consensus of, and I believe it was White Light on YouTube. He does long form video essays. And he did one on Spider-Man, and the words he used that I'm stealing from him for my explanation is freedom of expression. And I feel like there's just enough traversal abilities and options to make it so that it's not just pulling the trigger, which you can do. You can just leave your finger on the trigger and just like go around, but it's like you have a decent number of choices for how to approach every building and every intersection and every rooftop. And so you get a little bit of that freedom of expression to control Spider-Man, almost how you would control yourself if you were actually Spider-Man, if that makes sense. So what you're saying is it really makes you feel like Spider-Man. Gosh dang it. I've walked into that. Yeah, pretty much. But, you know, it's kudos to them for coding in enough options to make you feel like, you know, you are the character. Yeah, no, that's a really good point, because it's true. If you're a wet blanket, you can literally just, like, press and release the trigger over and over again to get where you're going, and just swing, natty. But, no, there's tons of options that you can do. There's, like, the web zip where you can, like, do the super bounce kind of off of whatever you web zip to. It was really fun. Yeah. You can like wall run on a building, and if there's a fire escape in your way, Spider-Man does like a cool flip around the fire escape. I love that. Which is so cool. And yeah. Like when I'm playing a game like this, my thought is like, I just want to do cool stuff. I want to do stuff that makes me feel cool. And they give you plenty of options to do that. And like this game has a fast travel system, but I don't think I used it. Like I can count on one hand how many times I used it, because the fun is getting there. When I was playing, I beat the game and the DLC, and then I noticed there's a trophy for using the subway. Oh no. And you only need to use the subway 5 times. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. So you have to fast travel 5 times to get the trophy. Just didn't occur to me that was even an option. I mean, you do get to see a fun little animation Spider-Man on the subway if you do fast travel, which is nice. But yeah, like, why would you need to or want to? Literally, it cuts out like 80% of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that I hope open world developers take away, and we can get into open world fatigue because that's kind of a point I wanted to get to, but maybe later.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is an open world game, but getting from point A to point B is not just walking. There's very much an active thing that you can be doing to get from point A to point B. Like there's the crimes that you can do along the way, or collectibles.
Yeah.
All the traversal options are fun.
Like having fun with the journey, not just getting to the objective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not like a Ubisoft game where you just run straight to your objective and do the objective, and then, oh look, your other objective's over there. You gotta run over there. And there's nothing to do in between there except just walk there. It's really lame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is something I hope that other developers look at and go, this is an open world, but let's make the journey fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's what I think like Breath of the Wild and Elden did very well as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And adding to that, the world was constantly changing as you played the story. I love that. So like the prison break, there's escaped convicts in the streets now.
Yeah.
And then when you defeat them, they won't respawn, or like the Sable take over, everyone is hostile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you do solve helps with a crime, the police do show up after you resolve the crime.
They do. That's true.
Which is, it's mind-boggling.
Thank goodness.
Like all these changes along the way. Like it's not just always New York City in the daytime or always at night. There's the day-night cycle, then there's like the kinds of enemies that are showing up in different places. And
this game actually doesn't have a day-night cycle. You have to choose what time of day you want to play.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's based on
It's based on your story progression.
Mission.
Yeah. Which I actually like, to be honest.
I also like that.
Because after you beat the game, you can choose what time of day you want to play in. And my favorite, of course, is the iconic like golden hour that the Sam Raimi films made, kind of made part of Spider-Man. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the rain's cool. I guess it's something different because every open world game has a day-night cycle. And so being able to choose, because part of the game is you want to look cool being Spider-Man, right? Mm-hmm. And part of that is what time of day it is. So you get to choose what time of day you want to look cool in. Because I used the photo mode a lot in this game. So being able to use the backdrop or choose the backdrop that you want is very important. Very
Indeed.
That's a small thing. But yeah, it is really cool how the world changes as you go through the game. There are different enemy encounters, I guess.
Yeah.
And you do unlock different missions or side quests to do as well as the game goes on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was really well done. And even though, especially the base tokens are basically like the same activity, I at least appreciated the different coat of paint at that point in the story. Like, it narratively made sense that I was now in a base with Sable dudes or whatever.
Yeah. That is one of my first big critiques with the game, though, is that a lot of the side content I felt was kind of lackluster. A lot of it either boiled down to just fetching something or combat. And like the fetch quests weren't even, they didn't feel important, because it's like, oh, grab your backpacks that you dropped on the ground, or catch a pigeon.
Hit my pigeons?
Yeah. There were ones that had interesting challenges to them, like the research stations. But then even then it's I'm just doing, why am I bothering with these research stations? Like, that's not something Spider-Man would do a lot of. I feel like he's supposed to be fighting bad guys and helping people. Why is he doing science at a time like this? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I could see that. So while the challenges for those were interesting, I didn't like the theming of them super well. That's my first big critique of it, is the side content didn't feel very important.
Yeah, I think you're right about
it. It was cool to see, like, the backpacks had like cool callbacks to classic Spider-Man stories and stuff like that, which is cool.
I did love those, yes.
So I did collect all of those to see what was in them. But then on a repeat playthrough, it's like, I didn't bother. Because why would I, you know? You get a suit for getting all of them, but I don't think it was a suit I was particularly interested in. So on repeat playthroughs, I don't really get them.
How many times have you played through the game? That's a question.
3 times, I think. I played through it twice on PS4 when it first came out. Not counting the DLC, I played the DLC separately on its own later on. And then I played through it once again on PC when it came out.
Nice. Makes sense.
Once you have all the DLC suits, you already have the suit, the only suit you need, which is the Sam Raimi suit.
That is correct.
That's the only one you need. I played through the whole game with that on.
Oh, heck yeah. That's a great suit. Man, it is so cool. I guess we can even talk about all the suits, or I guess just go on a tangent. I think it's...
Yeah.
It's so cool that they have all those in there.
Yeah, they put a lot of cool ones in.
Just all their callbacks.
I really like how people wanted them, like, hey, put the Amazing Spider-Man suit in, please. Some people like that suit, and they did it. It was one of the last suits they put in, I'm pretty sure. Because people wanted it.
Even suits that are, like, beyond the art style of the game. Like, I love the look of the comic book Spider-Man.
Yeah, that one's cool.
It's a cool contrast in, like, a realistic city, and you just got this little cartoon-flavored fella
and they added,
running around.
They added into the Spider-Verse one when the movie came out.
Yep, that one's cool too.
Pretty cool stuff. There were some ones that I didn't even recognize that are really obscure, which was pretty impressive. Specifically,
the amount of research, man.
Yeah, specifically no black suit, no symbiote suit, which I think I read an interview where they were asked about that, the developers, and they said that if we're going to put the black suit in the game, it's going to be more important than just like a suit you can wear. It's going to be part of the story, which is definitely going to be part of the sequel.
Please, please.
So that's cool.
Is it confirmed that Venom is coming in sequel? Please.
Yeah, he's in the only trailer we've gotten for the game. Have you not watched the trailer?
I haven't done a lot of research. No, I've been trying to stay away from trailers for everything because
that's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm having fun experiencing surprises that everyone already knows about.
I'm sorry I spoiled that for you then, but yeah, Venom's in the trailer.
No, I don't care that much. But cool.
In the one trailer, we hear Kraven the Hunter's voice, and then we see Venom.
So we'll get a variety of Venom suits.
That's what I hope. I hope that they make a bunch of, or they put in a bunch of new suits to get, but that each suit has a black symbiote variant. That would be so cool.
That would be sick. We're gonna have to do some spinfoil theory crafting.
Yeah.
About the sequel at the end of this.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah.
But before,
suits in this game, which one did you use the most out of all of them?
I'm a sucker, and I was like, narratively, it makes sense to just be the original suit, and so I did that for pretty much the majority of the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then when I started doing some of the DLC stuff, I started switching around, and I guess, yeah, that'll be something to talk about with suit powers and suit mods. I didn't really switch those around either. And you said you used the Raimi suit a lot, so
yeah, it just looks so good.
It does look so good.
You can't beat that suit.
How they do that?
I don't know. They put in all of the movie suits at this point, which is pretty cool. Except for the Amazing Spider-Man 2, for some reason. I'm expecting that one to be in the sequel. Oh. They put in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit, which is kind of the uglier one.
Yeah.
But all the other movie suits are in there, except for a No Way Home suits, I think, but that's because that came out way later.
It's cool, and I'm glad they did it, and I think it's awesome.
Pretty neat.
I think the amount of respect they're able to pay to like the entirety of the Spider-Man character is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, the suits, yeah, for sure. They got the movies, you know, TV shows. They got comics. They got like even the music, man. How do you take the music from a character that's existed for like a freaking decades and condense it into tracks that sound really familiar to Spider-Man music we've heard, but also something completely like unique?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, people have drawn comparisons to this game's soundtrack to the Danny Elfman score from the Raimi movies, and I definitely see that. But it's also like its own thing. It elicits the emotions that it's supposed to, which is very important.
And it's reactive to your gameplay too, even just when you're traversing around the world.
Yeah, there was a lot of memes about that of like Spider-Man just like jumping off a ledge, and the music would kick in, and then he just stops again, and the music just stops. It's pretty funny, but it's very cool how they did that though.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there's so many talented people that worked on this game. And a lot of Spider-Man nerds that worked on this game, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And also how they had Yuri Lowenthal record 2 of every line, depending on whether or not you're swinging or not. That's crazy, dude.
That is nuts. The level of detail is nuts.
It's
such a cool thing, man.
Yeah, very cool detail.
Especially for an open world like this where he's always talking to someone on the phone. It just wouldn't really make a lot of sense if he was always just talking normally.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy.
Kind of on that note too, I love the added touch of Spider-Man actually tunes into J. Jonah Jameson's podcast while he's swinging around.
I think that's neat.
It's pretty funny.
I love listening to that podcast. Yeah,
they made him kind of like an Alex Jones kind of guy, which is very funny. But I also hope that we get to see like more character with Jonah in the next game.
Yeah, I hope he has
well.
a bigger role. That would be funny.
Yeah, because in the comics, J. Jonah Jameson, he's actually a pretty cool guy. He just really hates Spider-Man, like a lot.
Yeah.
So I hope we get to see more of that.
Indeed. So, what's your favorite gadget or gadget combo? We'll accept either.
I like the web shooters. So I'm cringe and I'm a purist. I'm one of those people that's like, Spider-Man shouldn't have a lot of high tech stuff. Yeah.
I mean, wholly fair.
And so I don't use a lot of them. The impact webs are fun because you just get to nail people and have them stick to walls. Unlike on repeat playthroughs, I played around with more of them, more of the gadgets. The trip mines are kind of fun.
Yep.
I did a thing where I went into combat with only the drones. I just let loose all the drones at once and let them fight for me. That was kind of funny.
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, I mostly just liked going in with my fists, I
mean, and it's satisfying. I really love when you can get into a rhythm with just all your melee moves.
Yeah.
And you can you get those perfect timings.
Yeah. It's not optimal because a lot of like the web gadgets will insta down a lot of enemies, which is very good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my favorite thing to do in the end game was I would do the web grenade and then suspension matrix and then the concussive blast, which was like overkill.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So I'd web up like 6 guys that would go into the air, and then I would concussive blast them against the wall.
And it'll just stick.
It's pretty sweet. Which later was something that turned into one of those screwball missions. She has you do that.
Oh, that's right.
As an objective.
Dude, I forgot about the screwball missions. I completely forgot about those. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, we'll get to those.
I just remember one of my favorite things to do though, which I stole from Donkey, which if you're on a high building or a high ledge, you hold square so you knock the guy up into the air. You jump up with him, and then you press X so Spider-Man just like jumps off of him, and you just send the guy off the edge of the building.
Bunny up.
Good thing Spider-Man's a good guy, and he attaches a web line to them so they just get stuck to the side of the building. They don't die. Spider-Man doesn't kill people.
He doesn't kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that detail. That's really funny to me. I love blowing people off the buildings with a concussive blast.
Yeah. Very funny.
Super funny. What about suit powers? What kind of suit powers did you main?
Oh, I think I just used Web Blossom exclusively the entire time because it's broken. You can just insta down an entire group of enemies. Blossom. Yeah. It's like one of the first ones you get. Spider-Man just like spins around shooting webs everywhere. It's like Reaper's ult in Overwatch but with webs. And he just webs a bunch of people down at once.
That is pretty good. I probably should experiment with that more.
Which one did you use the most?
I just use Battle Focus a lot because of the utility of, I have a boatload of dudes coming at me, or like the heavy dudes take 2 bars of focus to down, so I'd be like, I'll just pop Battle Focus and I'll down this guy really fast.
Yeah.
Or if I was low in health, I'd just Battle Focus and heal if I was sucking at a particular combat. Because I played at spectacular difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
The one right before Ultimate, because you get that after you beat the game, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Kind of funny how they give you the best suit powers like right at the beginning. The rest are just kind of like fun little extra things, I think. But they're not like super great. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, and I was a little bit disappointed by that because I was... In the end, like, I've just been doing crimes. I've been playing on Steam Deck, just like mindlessly completing crimes because there's a lot of crimes, and I've just been switching out the suit powers, and I'm like, why are none of these like cracked?
I know, none of them are like amazing or anything. They're just more for fun, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the iron spider arms were kind of cool, I guess, but that's just a damage boost, really. Like to your punches, I feel like. I don't think it really did anything else.
Yeah. When I first equipped those, I was like, this is gonna be cool. And then it was mid. And I was like,
mid,
man. Yeah. What the heck?
I feel like, the suit powers and the suit mods by extension they almost feel like an afterthought. Like, because I think they wanted something to come along with the suits to make them feel more worthwhile, which is totally understandable, and it's a good idea. But then not much thought went into what the mods and the powers actually do. I feel like.
I think I agree with that, and mostly because I just didn't change my loadout after I had what I wanted.
Like you never needed to change them. Like, I guess you shouldn't need to change them. It's not like anything should make you change around what you want to play with. It's it's not a super difficult game, but
no.
But that's the thing. They're not very fun to play around with. I felt like some of them are just like, oh, you get a damage boost, or oh, you get a shield. I think like 3 or 4 of them are just straight up just damage boosts to your punches, which is kind of lame.
Yeah. I think it is a little bit lame.
Like the Spirit Fire one that you get from the Ghost Rider skin. Or the
I thought that was going to be way cooler than it was.
Yeah, but it's just another damage boost. It could have been something way cooler, but it just kind of isn't, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, the suit mods I had on exclusively, I think, was boosted healing, and then boosted melee resistance, and boosted bullet resistance.
Yeah, and just put on resistances so you don't die as fast, but that's kind of all you need.
Yeah, and I guess this would be a hope for the sequel, but I'd almost like to see combos or like builds, you know? Like, what if you equipped like the electric punches, and then you had suit mods that was like boosted electric damage or boosted electric effects. So you could actually like spec out into something that synergizes with each other. And maybe there is that, and I just am stupid.
No, I think you're kind of on the right track. Like, this kind of treads into something that I really dislike in modern open world games, is that everything needs to have RPG elements. That's why I don't like Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything's got to have numbers attached to it, right? Everything's got to have rarity. And that would be my worry if they go down a route where you can do quote-unquote builds, is that it would just kind of end up in that area, right? Which is not really what I want, personally.
That's my Destiny 2 brain damage speaking.
Unoperable Destiny player.
Yeah, my terminal Destiny brain damage.
Uncurable.
But, I still think, I mean, even if like the Spirit Fire had a shorter duration, but it was flashier or something, you know?
Right? Yeah.
If there was just something a little different to make them really pop. Like, this is an ultimate ability that I get to use once per combat. It better be freaking cool.
Yeah, like what if it changes your auto combo when you're just mashing square? What if it changes that, where Spider-Man does a cool like thing with fire, with like a fire combo or something? I don't know. Something,
or like fire web.
It could just be like an aesthetic change and it would be much better. But literally all it does is he gets fire on his hands and you get a little damage boost, and that's it. They could have done a lot more with it. So here's hoping, because I will say this didn't really change too much in the Miles Morales game either. They made the skill tree a little bit better, because there is a skill tree as well. They made that better in Miles Morales, I feel like. And that's another reason why I don't think you need builds in this game, because there's a skill tree, and skill trees are perfectly fine for a game like this. For progression.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I am waiting to see what they will do in the sequel. I hope they either kind of change it up completely or they make it better, at least.
Yeah, truly.
Because
that is a good hope.
This is another one of my major critiques of the game, is the suit mods, suit powers. Didn't really feel like they mattered that much.
Truly. I would agree with you on that, because I didn't really change them.
Yeah.
Just selected one. Every time I bought a new suit that had one, I would just go right back to what I was using and call it good.
Kind of similar with the gadgets too. You can upgrade the gadgets, but I didn't upgrade any of them like all the way, I don't think, except for the web shooters, so they could have max capacity.
Oh.
And that was kind of it.
Yeah, that was the first thing. That was the first thing I did, was upgraded everything. But yeah, when you use the web shooter most of the time anyway, it doesn't really matter, because the web shooter will work with just about any guy.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, you just combo them in the air and then it works on them, or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, you knock them up in the air and then you web them, or you knock them on the ground and then you web them, and it insta-downs them. It's...
Yep.
Yeah. Not much variation. There are, like when we were talking about the gadgets, there are fun little combinations you can do with the gadgets. They're cool.
Yeah.
But you don't need to upgrade them to do that. So there's not a ton of incentive to really put everything into upgrading them.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think a way if they wanted to incentivize players to use them, they could try, the Doom thing, where it's like, this is a gadget that's more effective against Magia henchmen.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But that's not really something that I'd like to see in a Spider-Man game, I don't think.
I think they should like add mods to the gadgets that you can equip, where it completely changes the use of the gadget. I think that would be cool.
That would be cool. Spirit Fire, the drones are flamethrowers.
Yeah. That would be cool. That would be so cool.
There you go.
Spider-Man doesn't kill people. But
but when Spirit Fire's on, they're dead.
But Spirit Fire's on, they're flamethrowers. It would be fun.
I don't know. It would be fun.
But I don't have a good solution on how to make it more interesting. I'm not a game developer, but that was just my experience with it. And especially on repeat playthroughs, you're just like, Dude, like, I don't even need to unlock all of these. I'm not going to use them.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yep. Which, I mean, you could say that's an accessibility thing. It's not like this is Dark Souls or whatever, where you have to
True.
play optimally or whatever. It's about freedom of expression, which there definitely is in combat as well as the swinging.
Yeah.
But
and would you say that's the case with the hardest difficulty as well?
The hardest difficulty is actually hard. You die in 2 hits. Like from anything.
2?
Yeah, on ultimate difficulty.
Oh.
Yeah, you die in like 2 hits.
Oh, I wonder the achievement for that is like way low.
I don't think I beat the game on ultimate difficulty. I don't think I ever did it.
3.8% of players have this achievement.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did it.
3.8.
Because it's actually kind of difficult, but it's kind of the like kind of lazy difficulty where everything just does more damage to you. And
yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, so I think that's why I didn't do it. Because it's pretty ridiculous how quickly you die.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
I guess in that case, the suit mods would actually matter. Because then you're like, okay, I'm dying to machine gun fire all the time, so I need reduced bullet damage. So, in that context, they could matter, I suppose.
Be interesting to try.
Yeah.
Interesting to try. Though, I mean, there's a game I'm playing through right now called Compound. It's a VR game, and I played through it on easy difficulty, and I beat the game. And I was like, that's cool. So I've been playing on normal, and the difficulty spike is a larger number of different enemies that I've never faced before that have different weapons and stuff.
Oh.
So it's difficult because I haven't really faced off against these kinds of enemies rather than like a difficulty scaling with just numbers and damage values.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting way to do difficulty. That's
kind of cool. Spider-Man had that.
That's kind of, I've been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic lately. And when you go on the really hard difficulties on that, the enemies just spawn more often and the stronger enemies spawn more often, which is a good way to do it as well.
I like that.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It makes it feel more interesting that way. Instead of just like, I can't get hit ever.
Yeah.
Because that's no fun, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I think we've talked some sense into me. I'm in the zone where I'm pretty sure the game has room to improve now. So
I did it.
I think we're in a better baseline mental state.
I got him.
We got him.
We got him, boys.
No, but just, it's fair. It's fair.
Mm-hmm. I still love the game. I love the game.
Oh yeah. It is a great game. Also, here's a small one. Crazy that the buildings all have those rooms where it looks like there's actual objects in them. What the heck is going on there?
It's very cool how they were able to do that.
And the RTX on this game, I have the 3070, so it's kind of on. Crazy, the ray tracing.
Ooh, ray tracing. Ooh. I don't even know what I have on my computer, but
just gorgeous.
I still have the same video card. When you helped me build my PC, I still have the same one. So, it's still holding strong.
Heck yeah, that's the good stuff, man.
But I don't even remember what it is anymore. To be honest, I could look, but I'm not going to.
I think we did you 1660 Ti or something.
Something along those lines. I could probably upgrade, but I haven't really needed to yet.
Probably could.
But anyway.
Also, I don't know where this fits in, but New York is a real place.
Yes.
And this is like the attention to detail of the New York space. At least for me, who has visited New York exactly one time.
Whoa.
Was pretty cool.
That's a million times more than I have.
I know, right? But I mean, And I went to the touristy places, but still there was like a play session where I was like, I'm just gonna go and retrace my steps from when I was in New York. And like I went by, there was the freaking subway station there where I came out of in real life, the Trinity Church where I saw that in real life, the freaking Natural History Museum, saw that in real life.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of weird, but very cool, and I'm glad that it's real like that. And I wonder what an actual New Yorker would think about Spider-Man in that sense.
I don't know any New Yorkers.
Somebody from New York, post in the comments and tell me.
Yeah, we need to know.
I need to know.
Kind of on that topic though, it was really cool finding the little Marvel Easter eggs in the city though too. Like the big one that's obvious is Avengers Tower is there. But you can find like the Sanctum Sanctorum. I came across that once. You can find Nelson and Murdoch, Attorneys at Law, which is my favorite one.
Ooh.
You can find like Jessica Jones's agency. I don't remember other ones. There's a lot. There's a good amount of them.
I did not know that.
You didn't find those?
I just found the ones that there are voice lines attached to.
Mm-hmm. When you find Nelson and Murdoch, Spidey goes like, "Hey, that blind guy gave me the card for this place one time."
That's right. Okay, yeah. I did find that one. Yeah, and then I was like, wait a minute.
And then he's like, wait, he was blind. How did he know I was Spider-Man? I wonder.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, very cool. That kind of brings up too, one thing I hope for the sequel is we potentially get to see other Marvel heroes. I don't think we will. Yeah. Because Marvel's probably like, oh, we'll just make games for those guys, their own games. But it'd be so cool to see like Daredevil show up. I love Daredevil too.
Even just like a little cameo,
Yeah.
Like if I saw the Sanctum Sanctorum and like Doctor Strange just went through like a little magical portal, that would be enough for me.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember other Easter eggs that they're... Oh, there's like the Wakandan embassy too. That's another one.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
I think those are all the big ones that I can remember. There's obviously Oscorp Tower, but that's like part of the story, so you go there regardless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Though all those are obviously not in real life New York. They could be, but they're not.
Could be. We just gotta make them. Let's go build them right now.
Let's make Avengers Tower.
All the businesses in those plots, and I'm gonna make Avenger Tower.
All right,
it's happening.
Good luck. You can use the revenue from this podcast to do it.
Truly,
I know you're raking in the big bucks.
They stopped my ad. They're like, you're done, because they told me you can make up to $10 with this ad. And I was like, sweet, and I made like $250, and they're like, it's not gonna work for you no more. But I was like, okay,
all right,
bro,
whatever.
Yeah,
you don't need them.
Whatever.
You don't need them.
I don't need them. But truly, this podcast will become the only podcast in the galaxy. we
podcast.
Will make Avengers Tower.
It'll happen.
But you have anything else to say about the gameplay before we wrap up the rest of the story, I guess? Not that there's a lot.
Oh yeah, the third big critique for the game is the Mary Jane sections suck.
Yes.
Like straight up. I like Mary Jane's character in this game. It's an interesting take on her. Mm-hmm. But her gameplay sections are awful. There's like half-baked stealth sections.
Yeah, and then Miles is kind of a copy of hers, yeah.
Yeah, he's basically the same in this game. Like once you figure out the route that the game kind of wants you to go down, you can literally just like blow through it.
And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. So it's
I didn't even try.
They just slow the game down. It's like you could have just conveyed this information to me in a cutscene and it would have been fine. it kind of feels like padding at that point. So, yeah, not a huge fan of those.
And the same goes for the logic puzzles.
I skip those. Kind
of a weird inclusion.
The game has an option that you can just skip them. That you can turn on.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny, but I didn't do that.
It just goes like that just tells me that the developers are like, yeah, we know that no one actually wants to do these. Here you go. You can just skip them.
Right. And I wonder what they could do, because, you know, I see what they're trying to go for. Like, oh, you play as Spider-Man, and this is you playing as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You know?
They're kind of, it's like the hacking minigame from BioShock kind of thing. They're trying to do something like that. But again, it just slows the game down.
Yeah, it does. And if they really wanted to go for that, like, dichotomy of gameplay, like, I wonder if they couldn't try something else, like you only have so much time to maybe call like a couple NPCs in between missions or something, you know?
Yeah.
Or like in the open world, right? You can go and help Aunt May, or you can go and stop like some crime or something. You know what I mean? Like there could be another way to bring in that dual life dilemma instead of a funny mini game.
Part of that, like that would have been a prime opportunity to have Peter working as a photographer for the Bugle again, but they can't really do that because that's what Mary Jane's doing. So he's just kind of left there. And then something, as far as like puzzles and stuff, you want to put puzzles in the game. My favorite shrines in Breath of the Wild are the ones where you have to solve a puzzle in the overworld to get the shrine to appear. And I feel like they could do something like that in this game. I don't know, like maybe you need to figure out a way to move a big truck out of the way. I guess Spider-Man could just like push it, but you know what I mean? Like something in the overworld that you can interact with the tools you have, and make that a puzzle out of it somehow. I'm not sure what you could do, but something similar to that.
Yeah, a lot of ideas. We're just giving them out for free, Insomniac.
Yeah, I'm definitely smarter than all the developers at Insomniac.
That's why they have to take our ideas and implement them now.
Right now. Before
you
have, I don't even know when the second game's coming out. So it's this year sometime.
Yes, supposed to be.
But you have until then, Insomniac. Take these ideas.
Please.
Implement them.
Implement them, please.
Let me date Black Cat in the game.
Truly. The only thing that matters.
let me do other things. That just reminds me of my I was about to say something really dumb, but then that reminded me of my favorite Deep Rock Galactic Steam review, which is just add sex. Which, let's be honest, Deep Rock needs it more than Spider-Man, for sure.
Truly. That also reminds me of Ultra Kill. Some of the negative reviews on there are you cannot have sex with the robot.
People are down bad. It's true.
Please add sex with the robot.
Please.
Anyway, but you know, I get what you're trying to say, and I think I agree. That's where we can really feel like Peter Parker.
Yes. Well, actually, Peter Parker doesn't get any sex, so that would be
just truly.
Or that's what Marvel wants anyway. They don't want him to get anything good.
Truly, but so yeah, Spider-Man, he put the Negative Man into jail after attempting to kill the mayor. He put the Negative Man in jail. Very cool.
On the topic of the mayor, it's cool how Norman Osborn is the mayor in this game. Kind of a cool twist. And you, the more you interact with Norman Osborn, you're like, this guy is a scumbag. which is normal for Norman Osborn. And you're like, dang, I kind of hope Mr. Negative gets him, because he's kind of a tool.
Yeah, he is a tool.
Which I guess should we go back and talk about Otto Octavius as well, because he's introduced pretty early.
Yeah, he's introduced way early. And I love how they did that. How you find and talk with him, and you work with Doc Ock on the arms. And I feel like there's not a soul on the planet that's played this game. I mean, maybe there is, but from the beginning, you kind of know what's going on with Doc Ock.
Well, yeah.
There's got to be a point where you fight him.
The first shot of the game is he has like these tubes coming out of his back or whatever. Yeah. And it looks like the arms. So you're like, oh, okay. We're going to see Doc Ock in this game. Like, they weren't trying to fool anybody with like, oh, is this Doc Ock? Oh, I don't know. Because obviously it's going to be. But what they did with him is very smart, because instead of trying to fool you about whether or not he would turn evil, they focused on him and Peter's relationship and how it changes throughout the game. Then by the time he does become Dr. Octopus, you really feel for him, and you want Peter to be able to help him, but then by the end of the game, you know that he kind of can't. And that's what makes it a tragic story.
Yeah, well said. Well said. It is so cool how they did that, and they just straight up focus on that emotional connection. It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were taking a part of it.
Exactly, yeah.
You'd feel little pieces of humanity here, like Doc Ock started with good intentions. Peter's helping him, like, oh, don't do this. And then he's like, oh, Peter, you're a good little boy. And he's like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Just kidding. It's such a cool little relationship that they have. And it's almost like I was almost sitting there like, hopefully they just don't do anything about this.
Yeah, the Spider-Man nerd in me is glad that they made the main villain of the game a classic villain, right? Because you want to see the classic villains reimagined in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, the progression of the character is very cool, because you start off thinking that he's a good guy, and part of him is. He genuinely wants to help people. But his story arc is all about how he lets his hatred and his thirst for revenge overcloud that. Because at first, you're led to believe that the arms on top of his disease are kind of just making him go crazy. And that's what Peter thinks as well.
Right.
But then the twist when you find out that Octavius knew that Peter was Spider-Man all along, that threw me through a loop the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, oh man, he's kind of been a bad guy all along at heart, because he let these emotions kind of build up inside of him. He let the hatred fester for too long, and it corrupted him. It wasn't his disease or the arms. It was just him. He made bad choices, and they've led him down this path. And that's kind of what Peter realizes too. And that's when he's like, I have to stop you right here, right now. And then that ending cutscene with him at the end is so good. And
it is real.
And what Peter says there is, it encapsulates the whole arc, the whole story, where he tells Octavius that you were everything I wanted to be. Because in Octavius, Peter saw, like, this man is changing the world, and he's doing it without putting on a Spider-Man suit. He's doing it with science. And that's what Peter wants. But then he sees the path where Octavius went down, and he's like, I can't follow you down that path. I can't do that. And so he has to stick with Spider-Man for the foreseeable future now. And it's just such a good story. So good.
So good. And there's just something about the fact that this is a game that you play over the course of 30 some odd hours. At least that's how long it took me. And that slow build up. I mean, I guess you could make a Spider-Man TV show and kind of get the same, like, slow build up with that connection with Doc Ock to lead to that climax.
Yeah.
But just from it being a game and having those little interactions and those little cutscenes every once in a while to slowly see this downfall is just, it's perfect for this medium. It's just mind blowing that it all came together so well.
Mm-hmm. I just love the character arcs that Peter and Octavius share through the whole story.
Yeah. So good.
There's so many like story things that I could go into, but I don't even know where I would start because a lot of it's so good.
Yeah.
A lot of it encapsulates at the ending, which I don't know if we want to get into super far right now, but
I mean, you know, we're basically there because I think what are we missing?
I want to talk about like all the other villains and stuff too that are in the game.
Yeah, I think that was a way cool thing that they did, like having you fight them one at a time, and then, you know, Doc Ock gets all fricked up on arm juice. You know, at least that's what you're led to believe.
He's lost in the sauce.
He's lost in the sauce, and then you have to fight all of those dudes again, but they're in duos. That was so cool to me, because already those fights, like, I mean, they're not super complex. It's not really meant to be a Dark Souls, like you said, but then putting them together, like the first fight where I had to deal with that, I was like, this is going to be impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I already had a difficult time taking down this freaking whoever it was the first time.
And it's really cool how they made it a Sinister Six story.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, or Sony specifically, has a hard-on for the Sinister Six for some reason. Rip to my boy Mysterio, who didn't make the cut because Mr. Negative had to be part of it, which is, it's fine, I guess. But yeah, the fights, they're cool. They could have been a little more engaging, a little more spectacle, I feel like.
Yeah, spectacle.
I think my favorite fight out of them was the Rhino Scorpion fight.
Yep, that was what I was about to say.
I feel like that's the most engaging one. Actually, the Mr. Negative fight's pretty good too, though. The last one.
Yep, where he pulls you into the negative world.
Yeah, and he summons his stand. And you have to fight his stand along with him. Pretty cool.
Spider-Man-kun.
Yari yari daze. You baka Spider-Man.
Standawa negative man.
Yeah, that was a cool one too.
Yeah.
I think the only stealth section in the game I liked with Miles was the one with the Rhino too. That was actually legitimately kind of tense and
yeah.
Cool.
It was kind of almost horrifying.
Because Rhino could like rip him in half with 2 fingers.
Pretty much.
Pretty cool. I like all the designs for the villains, the redesigns.
Yeah, I thought they're
all pretty cool.
They did a great job.
And then I like when you go to Doc Ock's lair.
That's what I was.
And you can kind of see,
mm-hmm.
you can see like schematics or like prison records for all of them, which gives you kind of, if you don't already know the backstories of the villains, it kind of gives you that, which is pretty cool. And then it also gives the motivations why they would team up with Doc Ock, because he basically just promises to give them whatever they want.
Yeah, he's using the good part of his brain, the science part of his brain, to give them the freedom that they desire, the wishes they desire.
Vulture just has cancer. Which is
straight
up. I think is just, I just think that's funny for some reason. He's like such an inept scientist that he never thought that flying around in a radiation suit wouldn't give him cancer. Like, what an idiot. Big L.
Yep. Big L.
Yeah, I like all the villains, how they're designed. I like the portrayals.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they had to give Spidey like a nightmare sequence because Arkham did it with the Arkham games did it with Scarecrow. I feel like that's kind of a given. Which is another weird reason they didn't put Mysterio in the game, because that's like what Mysterio does. But they made it from Scorpion's poison instead. Which, you know, whatever. I like Mysterio, if you couldn't tell. I think Mysterio's cool.
He's pretty cool. Yeah, Mysterio's a cool guy.
But yeah, overall, I like the villains' portrayals.
Mm-hmm.
And even a lot of the side villains that you fight, I like their portrayals as well. Like, Taskmaster's pretty cool.
Taskmaster.
Tombstone. And then in the DLC, you fight the Magia with Hammerhead as well. When we get more into DLC, I can go into this more, but Hammerhead's a cool villain. He's fine. They should have gone bigger for the DLC, if you ask me.
Yeah, we can get into that.
And then it's funny because, like, when I think of Tombstone, I think of the Tombstone from the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon. So I love that. I loved that cartoon growing up. And in that cartoon, Tombstone, he's still a mob boss, but he's like this like sophisticated, well put together, calm and collected guy.
Oh yeah.
But then in this game, and in a lot of its portrayals, he's just like a gang leader. He's like a thug.
Yeah, he's just a dude with rocked skin.
And it just makes me laugh how like different those portrayals are every time.
Yeah.
And then you get like you get hints at other villains down the line too. Later on in the game, in one of the Mary Jane sections, you get to see like schematics for the Goblin armor, the Goblin glider in Norman Osborn's office, which is really cool.
Yep. Yeah, I liked that a lot.
Which I'm almost positive that the Green Goblin's going to be the main villain for the sequel.
He's got to be.
That's probably set up for that. We don't know for sure who the Green Goblin's going to be in this universe, as well as Venom. We don't know who Venom's going to be.
Well, isn't Harry still in the test tube?
Yeah.
In his dad's house.
Yes, we see Harry in the test tube, his dad's test tube. Yeah, and it has what's almost definitely the Venom symbiote in it, and so a lot of people are thinking that Harry is going to be Venom.
Oh, that's right.
In the sequel, but then like somehow the Venom symbiote has to get to Spider-Man, and then unattach from him, become Venom at some point, and we don't know how that's going to happen.
Yep.
So we'll see. But then also Harry could end up being the Green Goblin as well. That's the thing that's happened in the past.
Maybe Venom could break his brain.
If they wanted to be really cool, they could make the Red Goblin a thing, which is one of the Red Goblin is one of the better recent Spider-Man storylines where the Carnage symbiote combines with Norman Osborn. They make the Red Goblin.
Oh.
I don't know if they're even going to go down the Carnage route, but that's an option.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really any other hints at any other villains in the game. In the post-credits sequence or scene for the Miles Morales game, you see Dr. Kurt Connors with Norman Osborn in front of Harry's tank. So the lizard might be a thing, yeah. That would be cool. But
that would be cool.
But other than that, I don't remember any other big hints to other villains. Which is fine. They don't have to hint it beforehand, but it is cool to find stuff like that.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then there's other characters that they did, like Silver Sable.
Yeah, Silver Sable.
Which I didn't like her in this game. Straight up.
Yeah, her portrayal was so sandpapery.
She's got this huge chip on her shoulder for like no reason. She's like the most like uncooperative person on the planet. Spider-Man's like, hey, your client's gonna die, by the way. And she's like, no, Spider-Man, I'm going to fight you right now. Hiya. And like, come on, man.
I don't even know. And isn't it like in the story at some point they do like martial law and like they're in control of the city?
Yeah, it's right after the prison break, I believe.
Yeah, overcompensated. Just very rude.
I mean, it makes sense. Norman Osborn calls in the Sable Agency because he's a crybaby, little piss baby boy. And he's like, no, I'm reaping the consequences of my actions. And calls in bodyguards. That makes sense. But then like martial law, that's crazy. I guess the city is in quarantine at that point because of the Devil's Breath. Well, so maybe
true.
I guess that makes more sense then too.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah.
We forgot to mention the Devil's Breath too.
Yeah, the Devil's Breath. Because it was a cure for Harry. No, for
it was
Norman's wife.
It was originally developed as a cure for Norman's wife.
Yeah, and it just went sour.
The same disease that Harry has, yeah.
Right. And was it the same thing that was tested on Martin Lee?
I don't remember if that's the connection or not. I know obviously they tried to cure Martin Lee because he had some disease too. I don't remember if it was Devil's Breath that did it to him though.
But that was the connection with Norman and Doc Ock and Martin.
Well, Doc Ock hates Norman because they started Oscorp together.
Yeah.
And Norman pushed him out.
Yeah.
And then Martin Lee hates him because he turned him into the negative guy. Which killed his parents. So the story is, it boils down to everybody hates Norman Osborn, which they should.
Yeah.
Because he's not a good guy.
Yeah, he's not a great guy.
How he became mayor, I don't know. When you got money, I guess you just get in, you know? It'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Spider-Man 2. Everybody already hates me, so I am now the Green Goblin, the villain that you created.
This is all your fault, Spider-Man.
It's all your fault, Spider-Man. Everyone hates me because of you.
I'm going to legalize weed. No, Goblin, no!
Nobody can stop me.
It's too late, Spider-Man. 420, blaze it.
The gas is descending upon the city as we speak. Everyone will be high within the hour.
Oh, that dude, what a diabolical villain.
Then they will all vote for me in the next election.
I will turn New York into Goblin Land. I'm like Dr. Eggman now. Also, Venom is here.
Venom's here. He's my attorney at law.
Dang. We cracked it. We cracked the story.
That's it. That's the one. How about that Aunt May dying?
That's
crazy.
I did not expect that. That was a
She freaking died.
She dies. And she also knew that Peter was Spider-Man all along. Which I also love that. I love that so much.
That was a nice touch.
So good. And it's also kind of a mirror reflection of Octavius, which is a cool thing.
Yeah.
And it's such another good characterization moment for Peter, because he has to choose what he wants or what's, the actual right choice.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know what he would do at the end there.
Yeah, like what would you do in that kind of situation? I don't think anybody could give you a straight answer. Like, it's that would be such a hard decision. But in the end, because he's Spider-Man, he knows the responsibility he carries, he makes the choice to benefit everyone else.
Yep.
Which is the perfect character moment for a Spider-Man story.
Yep. Yeah, I'd agree.
Where
hard agree.
He makes a great sacrifice to do the right thing. So,
yeah,
a great way to end the story.
Indeed. It is a good way to make the story, complete that campaign story there. And it also made me think, like, right, because we just had, like, Miles lost his dad or whatever, but what's his great sacrifice moment gonna be in the next game, Are they gonna take Peter out?
They better not.
Now that Peter's kind of replaced his inspirational father figure.
They better not kill Peter. I'd be pissed.
Right? I know, right? It's just...
I mean, they kind of try to do an arc for Miles with that in his game, but it's not great, to be honest.
Oh, did they really now?
Yeah, have you not played the Miles game yet?
No, that was going to be a small section for you to explain.
Okay, yeah, we can go into that later then.
But, like, I guess we go into DLC stuff. So, I thought the DLC was okay. Pretty serviceable, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the best thing to come out of the DLC, I think, weirdly, is the screwball missions. I think a couple of those were pretty fun. And they were, like, different.
They were wacky and they're fine. Yeah, they're fine for side missions, I think. Yeah. We get to see Black Cat, which is always a plus. I am a Black Cat enjoyer.
I did enjoy those sections as well. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna be honest, I only played through the DLC like once, so I don't remember a lot of what happens.
Okay. I'll tell you what happens. I wrote my own summarizations. So the first one is the heist. You find some mob dudes at a museum, and Black Cat is also there, and she's like, I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. And she does, but it's a USB drive. All the USB drives lead to the Great Treasure. It turns out the mobs of New York are noticing the power vacuum with all the villains gone, and they want a slice. So one of them, the Magi, is keeping Black Cat's son as a hostage who may or may not be Spider-Man's son. So he helps Black Cat get the drives back. Oops, she doesn't have a son and duped him. Haha, then she freaking dies. And then Hamhead is pissed and really angry about all of this.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like what happened.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I think, and then I guess before I forget this thought, the DLC to me, playing through the remastered version and also playing some of the endgame content of the first one, or post-game, I should say. The value in the DLC is that you're not just playing the game over again, and you're not just playing through random crimes in the city. So I feel like, I mean, once you beat Spider-Man one time, you can choose to do New Game Plus and just play everything over again.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do that, you have like a billion crimes that you can do around the city.
Right.
And I've found, I mean, those are okay to do mindlessly, but like the DLC at least is not either of those options.
It's
I guess
it's a story-driven DLC.
Yeah, there's at least a little extra,
because it's like a separate thing to your save file, right? It doesn't just get slapped on top of your current game. You have to actually, like, in the main menu, you select the DLC, and you're like, I want to play this, and the DLC has its own set of objectives and side missions to do. So it doesn't really like overlay over the main game. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I appreciated it.
Yeah, I guess it keeps the main game from feeling more cluttered, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, there's that. Chapter 2, Turf Wars. Here's my notes on Turf Wars. So the police are like, Hamhead, dude, we got you, and they assault his house. And then the police freaking die because it was a trap. And then Yuri, the head cop lady, is very pissed off. And she goes on a rampage as a rogue cop and decides to, quote unquote, enact justice on dudes working for Hamhead. Spider-Man does not like that she's gone evil mode.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Meanwhile, Hammerhead has stolen a bunch of Sable supplies and is wearing a mech suit now, and is going to publicly execute other mob bosses to become the king mob boss. And this is all on live television. So Spider-Man defeats the mech hamburger head, and Yuri shows up at the end to execute the frick out of him, but Spider-Man stops her just in time, and she runs away. And then where Hedner Ham is in the ambulance, he's resuscitated by a henchman.
A benchman?
alluding to the next chapter of the DLC. And that's Turf Wars for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool story, but I don't know. I just don't care about Hammerhead or the Mafia.
He seems like he's like,
I just don't care. Like, Spider-Man beats these guys up on the daily, right? Like, yeah, it's not a big deal, or it doesn't feel like a big deal.
Yeah, it feels like this D-list guy is like, you know, they put this metal plate in my head instead of my thigh where it belongs, and now I'm gonna be invincible. He's like this D-list dude who's trying to play like he's a C or like a B-lister.
He's always,
you know, like an A-list villain.
Hammerhead's like a guy who's like a henchman to bigger guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you know,
like, I don't care about him. He's a fun, like, boss, a little one-off boss in a thing. But as like the focus of the DLC, I don't think that's very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I could almost see like a bigger villain taking Hammerhead as his henchman, and then like Hammerhead does something wrong, and like, I don't know, Tombstone could like punch him in the head and be like, "You did it wrong, you dummy."
Yeah.
You know?
Or have it be like, I don't know, like, trying to think of a villain that you could be working for that's more cool. I don't even know.
No. Yeah.
So in the comic book, Silver Sable's father is a mob boss, and that's who Hammerhead works for, I believe. Originally, it could have done something like that, and then it could connect back to Silver Sable, and then it at least kind of feels more cohesive, right?
Yeah, it seems kind of weird because at a certain point they start stealing a bunch of Silver Sable supplies. It would be cool if like the connection there was they weren't stealing the supplies, but they were receiving them.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
In the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, Silver Sable and Hammerhead used to date.
Oh.
Just thought I'd point that out. It's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird and funny to think about.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I just don't care about Hammerhead. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
He's just a guy with a plate in his head. They had to give him a stupid mech suit to even make him somewhat intimidating.
Yeah. He would be very pissed if he heard this, but it's true.
It's true.
Hammerhead, you're not very intimidating. I'm sorry.
Like, Tombstone's more fun than you any day, bucko.
Any day, yeah. And Tombstone even was like, he started giving his thugs his powers. He like reverse engineered himself.
Yeah.
You remember, like in that tiny, there was like a tiny little mission about that. That was cool. What if Hammerhead like started putting metal plates in all his henchmen's heads?
He's like, we have to stay on theme, boys. You're all getting plates in your head.
Here, everybody gets a plate.
We're all Hammerhead.
We are Hammerhead.
That would be funny, at least. I'd be down for that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to use this word, but the word I think of is just, it's lame. It's lame.
Lame.
Like, you could do something way cooler with DLC, but they just kind of didn't.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I did it once. Only once. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in my perspective, I think I'm thinking this is leading up to something that will lead into Miles Morales, which will lead into Spider-Man 2. Like, I figured if I play this, then maybe I will have some kind of narrative payoff down the road.
It definitely does not connect to Miles Morales at all. I'll tell you that much.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But I guess I could finish off the DLC before we conclude that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but so Silver Sable comes back and is pissed about her technology being stolen because she needs it for the Civil War back in Symkaria or whatever. Spider-Man's like, hey, let's work together. And she's like angry instead.
Yeah.
And then there's rumors that Hammerhead's back, but that'd be crazy, right? Because he died.
Yeah.
But he's not dead. Because he's now a freaking Terminator.
This was so
basically
stupid.
What he is.
This was so stupid.
He has a bigger mech body with a dumb, tiny human head.
Yep.
And then he captures Silver Sable, and she's mad. And then Spider-Man is helped by Black Cat. Because, she faked her death.
Wow.
Whoa.
Couldn't have seen that coming.
Crazy. So then Hammerhead takes Sable away, and then Black Cat gives Spider-Man a USB that has his weaknesses on it, or whatever. So he's like, cool, thanks. And then he goes and saves Sable. They escape, go to Sable's secret special invisible ship, where they put a big freaking laser on a drone, and then they melt Hammerhead's plate in his head. And that's when Spider-Man can punch the metal head, because it's soft metal. And then it makes him pass out and die. I don't know. Jeez. And then they end it with like Peter being like, dang, I've been busy. And then Sable's like, I go home. And then Miles is like, please let me be Spider-Man. Because all 3 chapters, he's like calling Peter, like, can we do something, please?
That's right.
And he's like, no. And then he's like, please, can we do something? And Peter's like, he's
like, all right,
do your math homework, please.
And then at the end, he's like, all right, you can have your own game now.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. I don't think it was a really worthwhile DLC personally.
Yeah.
The story wasn't really that compelling because the story was focused on characters I didn't care about. It was focused on Silver Sable and Hammerhead. And I don't give 2 craps about those guys.
We didn't even get more Black Cat.
Yeah, Black Cat's only in it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's the very first chapter.
And the ending is so stupid. They melt his head so you can punch him.
They melt his head, but you still have to punch him.
You still have to punch him. The fact that he turns into a freaking Terminator looking thing. It's
super
so
funny.
Dumb, dude. It's so dumb.
It's really quite something else. They should have just kept making the plate in his head bigger.
Now that's an idea. I would want to see
Go
that.
MODOK.
I don't know. I'm sure someone liked the story for this. Someone out there did, but I just did not. I did not care about any of it.
Yep. I'm kind of with you there. Again, I think the biggest draw for me is, I wasn't quite ready for New Game Plus. I didn't really want to do any more crimes. So this was kind of like an outlet for me to continue to earn tokens and test suitabilities that I ended up not testing and whatever.
Yeah,
it's just more Spider-Man game.
For me, I wanted to see the story. That's what I got it for. I wanted more story.
Yeah.
But it's just something that doesn't really connect back to anything, and it feels very inconsequential. I guess Yuri's still out there being a rogue cop somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she calls up at the very end and does whatever she
Maybe
does.
she can become the Hobgoblin or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're setting up. Who knows?
There we go.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you're buying Spider-Man Remastered, you're gonna get it bundled whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
You will feel the pressure to play it.
You can see Hammerhead turn into a funny robot at the very least, I guess.
Yep, in a very ridiculous fight.
Yep. And Black Cat. I'm always down to see Black Cat. Hey, yo, if Peter's back with the MJAO, Black Cat, hit me up. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
If Peter doesn't want her, I want her. Come on, man.
Send her Zach's way. Easy.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, not very worthwhile DLC in my opinion. It's a good thing it's bundled with the remaster. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's bundled with the remaster, and the suits really are bundled with the remaster, which is probably where most of the value from the DLCs even was.
Yeah, I forget what suits even came with the DLC, to be honest with you.
I thought the Raimi suit came in the DLC. Is the Raimi suit not?
So that they released a few free DLC suits outside of the paid DLC, and the Raimi suit, the Amazing Spider-Man suit, and like 1 or 2 more, I think, were free.
Okay, then. Well, I'm not even sure about that then.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I will say the DLC I felt like it did have a difficulty bump. It was harder for me to web dudes, to down them on the ground and like the walls and stuff.
Really?
I had to put in more combat work. Yeah.
Huh. Well, all right then.
Not that it was that much more difficult, but there was a couple different enemy varieties.
I don't remember that in my experience, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. The chain gun dude, the minigun dude in particular, was a very big annoyance.
Yeah, that guy, that one guy.
Anyway, so tell me a little bit about Miles Morales, because that kind of sets us up for there.
Miles Morales.
Yeah. Give us a little micro review segment. I don't even know how the game like fits in, if it's like just more of like the exact same gameplay, but like from Miles' perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is this just a DLC they just ballooned into a game, or?
Honestly, yeah. That's my crackpot theory.
Okay.
It takes chronologically, the game takes place like a couple months after the first game. It's like Christmas time. All the Christmas decorations are up, and there's snow, which is kind of cool. You know, different kind of setting. It's the same. It's New York, but it's like a different aesthetic. You know, different season.
For sure.
It makes a difference. The game starts with like Miles has been getting trained by Peter to help this police convoy that's transferring Rhino for some reason. I can't remember what. Rhino manages to escape, and so then Miles and Peter have to take him down. Rhino like kicks the stuffing out of Peter somehow.
Oh geez.
I don't know. Didn't ask me how. It's kind of a weird thing.
After he beat him twice?
That's what I'm saying.
In the last, like...
That's what I'm saying. He just does it somehow. But then it's so that Miles can discover his electric powers, because Miles is able to generate bioelectricity as an extra little thing that he can do. And that's a lot. That's where the combat changes in that game. And I actually like it a lot. I think the combat in Miles Morales is a lot better, because Miles uses venom attacks. His electricity is called venom, which is kind of confusing.
That is a little bit confusing.
But he's able to do these cool, like, big electric attacks, which changes up kind of the flow of combat. Because some enemies' guards or shields or whatever can only be broken with venom, and then also, alternatively, some repel the venom. So you go through a different kind of flow with that. The combat feels a lot more, like, smooth and buttery with it, I guess, if I had to describe it.
Ooh.
He has less gadgets than Peter because of that, to compensate. And so because of that, I never really used any of his gadgets.
Oh.
The story is that after that whole Rhino incident, Peter goes on vacation with MJ, and so then Miles is the only Spider-Man left in New York. It's his first outing solo Spider-Man. And so, yeah, stuff happens. The story has some good parts, but overall I think it's pretty weak. The villain for it is very weak, in my opinion.
Who's the villain?
The villain is the Tinkerer. Do you even know who that is? No. Yeah, see? So it's like a C-list villain to begin with. And then the way they portray the villain is not very good. And kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, how Miles needs like his arc of learning, you know, the responsibility of being Spider-Man and how it requires sacrifice. They try to do that in this story, but it just doesn't hit hard at all because of it's because it's centered around a character. There's a central main character that
it's like a family member or something.
It's a friend that he has, and
like a girly.
Yeah. And it's centered around that, but it's just the way it's written just makes it feel like it's because the character isn't very well written, I'll say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Miles' uncle is in it. If you saw Into the Spider-Verse.
The Prowler.
Yeah, and he is still the Prowler. So he's in it. And then overall, too, it's just there's not really any other villains in the game. It's mostly just the Tinkerer, and then there's like the evil oil company Roxxon is a big thing, and then there's the Prowler, and then Rhino's in it, and that's kind of it. That's another negative for me. I want to see a lot more Spider-Man villains in a Spider-Man game, you know?
Yeah. How long is Miles Morales, the gameplay?
It's shorter than the first game for sure. It kind of has the same deal. There's different objectives all around the city that you can go and do. And unfortunately, a lot of them are kind of just reused from the first game. Like, there's bases.
That's why I've been a little hesitant to pick it up.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I'm ready to just play even more Spider-Man right after I played more Spider-Man.
There's a couple other mission types that are better. They did manage to make the side missions feel more important. And one thing that helps that a lot is they introduce Miles's friend, makes like a Spider-Man app where people can basically ask for help from Spider-Man through the app. And so you can pull that up, and it's like a side quest list. It's not all the side quests, but it's a lot of them, and you can do those. Okay. And it's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm Spider-Man, and I'm actually helping people like around the neighborhood. That's what Spider-Man does. So that helps a lot in helping the side quests feel more impactful. And like it's kind of centered around Brooklyn, because that's where Miles lives in the game. And as you go around Brooklyn, people are like, "Hey, Spider-Man, what's up? Thanks for helping me." And so it makes you feel like you're actually, making a difference, which goes a long way. That's cool. But overall, I wouldn't buy the game at full price. It definitely feels like a DLC that they kind of expanded, or tried to expand, I should say, into a full game. So definitely buy it on sale. The gameplay is very fun, and it's fun to see. Miles is like, the way Miles swings on his webs is different from Peter, because he's not experienced, so he kind of just like flies all over the place when he's swinging around. That's kind of fun to see. He gets some cool suits. I'm not super familiar with Miles Morales comics, so I don't get all the references, but there's some cool ones. There's a suit where you get a cat in a backpack.
Yep, that's my favorite. That's like the only one I know.
The cat's name is Spider-Man. Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty funny.
I like that.
Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, definitely I wouldn't buy it at full price. Buy it on sale.
Buy it on sale. You heard it here first. So with all that said, I know we've talked a little bit about like what could or should be in Spider-Man 2, but do you have any other thoughts? This one's mine to kick it off.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
And I know the state of this particular thing is not great right now, but I think multiplayer could be cool, because you got 2 Spider-Mans to work with.
Yeah, you do.
And I'd prefer to have like a buddy actually be Spider-Man than like an AI companion,
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be neat. And I think the current console generation maybe could take the load of 2 active players in the game world at a time. Like, could you imagine, like...
Would you want it to be like a split screen couch co-op thing?
Exactly. Could you imagine like the kids of the world? Like, dude, come over to my house and let's just go explore New York City. Like, can I be Miles? Oh yeah, you could be Miles. Like, if I was a kid and I had friends, like, if we would, like, even just Spider-Man 2, I remember going to people's houses and it'd be like, can I take a turn swinging around the city? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So I think a feature like that could be cool if it was done right.
Yeah. If me and my brother had that when we were kids, oh baby, that would have been our dream. Because we definitely fought over who got to play Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where my brain goes.
I see what you're saying.
But also, I mean, that could be a stretch.
I personally think that it is a stretch, but it's cool to think about.
That's my one spin foil desire.
Okay.
Well, on top of everything else we've mentioned, like the mission structure being a little better and maybe the mods and stuff being a little better.
Yeah.
And whatever else we said, of course.
All that stuff.
Yeah. What do you think? Spider-Man 2.
Oh, baby.
What's your spin foil theories?
I have a lot of stuff that I'd like to see. My big concern, if both Peter and Miles are going to be playable, I am concerned about how they will make Peter feel like he's even worth playing when Miles exists. Because Miles has the cool special electric powers, and he can also turn invisible. And it's just like why would you want to be Peter if Miles exists? Like, I just don't know how they're going to make Peter feel distinct. And from the trailer that we saw that he actually like has the Iron Spider arms in his normal suit. And I don't know if I like, because that seems to imply to me that he's going to be using more like gadget based combat, which I don't really like that idea personally. But then I don't know how else you can make Peter feel distinct from Miles, because they kind of do the same thing, but then Miles has a couple extra things. So it's like, I don't know. That's my biggest worry for the game.
Yep.
And I mean, on top of that too, while it definitely will be cool to have Miles be playable in the game, I don't want him to be this is gonna sound bad, but I don't want him to be like equal to Peter in terms of the story. I want the story to be about Peter, because it's Spider-Man. This is a sequel to the first game.
Right. And I think that also goes back to what we were talking about before. Miles has just started his journey as Spider-Man. I don't really want that story, because we've seen it a billion times. Right.
And I'm sure since obviously Miles is going to be playable, he's going to have his own kind of thing going on, I'm guessing, his own story. And it'll probably tie into Peter's in some way, but I want it to be Peter's story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because Peter is Spider-Man. He's the Spider-Man. He's the OG. His game. Mm-hmm. And especially if it's going to be centered around Venom and Peter potentially getting the black suit. That is something that I thought of. That's how they can make Peter feel distinct from Miles, is that he has the black suit, and he'll be able to use symbiote abilities for at least most of the game.
There you go.
That could be something. But if it's going to be about the black suit and then Peter learning, like going through that arc of like, oh, the darkness within me. I'm so evil. Yeah. That thing, if they do that, it has to be about Peter. It has to be a Peter story. That's what I hope.
That could be cool. Then you could have Miles fight him.
Yeah, I thought about that too. That would be really cool. There's a part where the symbiote takes over and Miles has to fight Peter. That would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be there for that.
What else would I want? I want more villains. We're definitely getting Kraven and Venom. I'm almost positive. I'm next to positive we're getting the Green Goblin in some form.
Yeah, you got to.
I want Mysterio.
Yep.
We're probably gonna get the Lizard, since we saw Kurt Connors.
Yep. Lizard.
I want.
We got Sandman.
Sandman would be cool. That would like really. Mm-hmm. That's the real test of the PS5's hardware right there. Is rendering Sandman.
Realistic sand physics.
Realistic sand physics. Oh boy.
I mean, then we'd have all the Raimi villains in there.
That's true, right?
And cap off that. Mm-hmm.
Who else? I'm trying to think of like some. Oh, I gotta put it in for Donkey. We gotta have Big Wheel.
Big Wheel.
Yes,
Big Wheel.
That'd actually be a really funny like little side encounter you could have in the game. You fight Big Wheel.
Yep. Agreed.
If they don't do Sandman, you could do Hydro Man. He's basically Sandman but water. Kind of the same deal.
There's so many different villains.
Yeah, Spider-Man has a lot of villains. That's the thing. He's like the Batman of Marvel because he has so many freaking villains. I'm gonna look up a list just because I can't think of them off the top of my head. Dumb. The Chameleon is cool, but I don't think he works very well for a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I already said Mysterio. The Spider Slayers could be cool. Alistair Smythe. Do you know about those?
No.
So Alistair Smythe, he's just like he's a mad scientist kind of dude, and he creates Spider Slayers, which are just these crazy robots that hunt down Spider-Man.
Oh, sick.
Yep. Freaking Morbius.
Dude, there you go.
I hesitate to say Morbius, but yeah, that's one, I guess.
Hesitate to speak his name.
Hesitate to even speak the name.
Yeah, well, and then in that sense, you got Carnage.
Yeah, there's also Carnage. I don't know if it's a good idea to go straight to Carnage after, like, when you're introducing Venom.
Yeah, because they're kind of...
I feel like Carnage kind of deserves to have his own build-up. But, I mean, if it's done well, it's possible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like all of the big-name Spider-Man villains. And there's, like, a bunch of B-listers.
Yeah. But there's still a lot to choose from in the big names. Hopefully they don't like hyper fixate on any of them.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess.
We will see. I mean, is it... I'm almost afraid that lightning won't strike twice, you know?
Yeah.
Because we had this was such a good game, and it was in development for like a bajillion years.
Yeah, it's a big worry of mine too, for sure.
And then we got like the DLC that doesn't have quite the same story, plus Miles Morales, or level, I guess, of polish in the story, and same with Miles Morales.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it's been in the oven just long enough to hit the same bar of quality that the original game's campaign had.
We can only hope.
That would be so sad.
I gotta get a PS5 to see.
Truly, yeah. It'll be there first. I'm just hoping it comes out on PC not too long after.
It's gonna be at least a year. They want to be able to get sales on the PS5
That's
first.
True. That'll probably be when I pick it up then. Because I'm a sucker.
Yeah, you sucker.
PC sucker.
But
no money.
I'm a fanboy, so I gotta get it when it comes out. So that means I gotta get a PS5.
Gotta get the PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 edition.
Heaven forbid that they do the Jackal as a villain. People would not like that.
Yeah.
Because the Jackal is a villain that was part of another one of the comic runs that people don't particularly like.
I see.
The Prowler will probably return in some form, is my guess.
Yeah.
They left that open in the Miles Morales game.
I see. It'll be a good time. I'll be excited to hear what you think about it.
If I can get a PS5 before
and then
that.
play it eventually. Truly.
I'll see if I can.
Yeah. Have to keep your eyes open online. See if you can get one from a scalper who's losing money because they have it on discount.
I don't want to buy one from a scalper though. That feels dirty.
I've heard they got a lot on discount these days though. Like no one's buying them from them anymore, so they have to sell them at a loss if they want their money back.
Well, then they should have an even bigger loss because they're stupid. Scalpers are freaking stupid.
Indeed.
Dude. What a bunch of...
They are freaking
What a bunch of little worms and rats. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my hopes for the sequel.
Indeed. That's good. All good stuff. I'm right there with you. I guess wrapping this one up, do you ultimately recommend Spider-Man Remastered?
Yes, I do. Especially if you're a Spider-Man fan, you will like this game. It's worth playing.
I'd agree. I'm hard-pressed to agree. I think like I said in the very beginning, I think the only people that might not enjoy it are people that are burnt out on open world games, because that's just the foundation of a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Or character fighters, I guess, is the other portion of it.
Yeah. Fortunately, this is different from the rest of open world games, because it's inherently different because traversal is like the name of the game. You're Spider-Man. You're going to swing around. And so it makes a lot of the tedium and kind of, downright unfunness, if that's a word, from other games. It changes that.
Yep.
But I'm right there with a lot of people though. Like, I'm definitely having open world game fatigue. Like,
yep,
it's a real thing. There's nothing wrong with a linear experience, if you ask me.
Very correct.
But this game, unfortunately, does not fall into the pack of open world games that are lame and not necessary. Because, like, Spider-Man games almost like need to be open world, to really get the full scale of what you want to do.
To really make you feel like Spider-Man.
Yep, that's what it comes down to. You have to feel like Spider-Man.
Incredible. Well, I think that's all my thoughts. You got anything else?
Not especially. Just yeah. go watch the Raimi movies again. They're perfect. They're the perfect Spider-Man
Yes.
movies. Perfect superhero movies.
They just added them to Disney Plus,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Yeah, go ahead and watch them there.
So, easily available if you're a shill for the streaming services.
It's so funny to see, like, when Spider-Man 3 came out, people hated it and thought it was so bad, but now, like, by nowadays, like, it's in the upper tier of superhero movies. Like, it's better than a lot. It's better than a lot of superhero movies now. It's crazy how different that is.
Yeah, it is wild.
And I love Spider-Man 3. For all its flaws, I love it.
It is a great one. So many good memes.
Yep.
Just a good story.
Yep.
You have any other plugs you want to add? Social media or whatever?
No, not especially. I do not have anything going on, so I'm being chilling at the moment.
You've been chilling. Well, my plugs are this. The show can be found anywhere you listen to podcasts under Void Arcade. I have a twitter.com @thenamebrando, and I have a website. It's thenamebrand.com, which is actually its thenamebrand.com. It's not thenamebrand.com. Very confusing.
Yeah.
That's where I post all my written reviews. It sounded cool when I got the domain. But I realized, and the more I've used the website, like, this is actually very confusing.
Oh, yeah. That's too bad.
But anyway, that's where I post my written reviews and the show notes, if I am not lazy. But that'll do it for this episode of Void Arcade, talking Spider-Man Remaster with Zach, my good friend. Thanks for joining me once again.
Of course, of course.
Join us next time where we will install metal plates in our heads and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Okay? Why not? And bye.
Bye-bye.
I guess.